Diamond Dogs. Yes, I pronounced that one correctly. I think this is actually one of the more anticipated matchups for today. What do you think, Chief?
I couldn't agree more. I was on record saying last night that I do think this is probably the marquee matchup of the day and pretty important for their group overall. This could really decide who's getting in that top 5 early on. It will be very interesting to see. And I want to point out very quickly for Evolution, this is a bit of a different Survivor lineup. We have FJ playing Serve, their resident killer main. And look at this. On the other end is the man himself, Gibbsy, already in chase. But Anger's able to play around this eye loop in mid and make it all the way to Shaq. And because of that, Gibbsy wants none of it. He's going back to his 4-gen top and is trying to get a tag as quickly as possible. We do find Jams. We know that he has SP. He's stuck on this main pallet for a little bit. And with some of this movement, we might just be able to collect a tag shortly. It will really come down to what Jams does, but we see him, Tavi, break away to the window. Lovely stuff. Has all this distance around main now. I mean, this is definitely not what you want if you are Gibbsy.
Yeah, it isn't, but he's starting to build up the bloodlust, so it is a bit of a nice sign. I do think that Jump should try and connect this into one of the other safe tiles, but no, he's just playing the 50s, wins the one there and heads to a bit of a more unsafe pallet, runs through on the Dustin, and this is the Survivor which Sen decided to play just last week, and he doesn't get the reverse, so that's the Bloodlust 3 from Gibbsy coming through, getting the first tag within 75 seconds of the trial. And that's huge because Oni is a weak killer in the early game. You have to try and get through the resources and just deny as much distance from the survivors as possible. But with this early tag, now Gibbsy has a bit of pressure, can go back to Jumps, commit them if they want, commit him if they want, and you know, farm a bit of blood, and now suddenly he might have power, and that could be a problem. And Johns is just caught in the open here. It has a filler to play. I think this is pre-drop from a bit earlier, and Gibbsy doesn't have Brutal, so it'll take a little bit of time breaking the power, but he's just not opting to, and this is a bit of the problem here for Evolution, because they just don't have a gen done. They don't have gen pressure, and if Gibbsy can get a down here achieved, that is spelling a lot of trouble for Evolution. But the head-on is predicted by Gibbsy! Or just didn't come through.
Catches Feature out. Yeah, I mean, that was really odd. I think he might have just baited it. He knew Feature was probably in that locker, considering he decided to stop at it. And look at this, Tavi. This hook is incredible. It's right on that bot mid gen. Our most active gen we had to see Anger, and I believe it was Halo doubling it, leave it once Gibbsy got power. And this is where games start to get a little problematic on the side of the Oni. We still have Jams bleeding somewhere. I would assume he hasn't managed to cross to the top side just yet. Actually, he might have, honestly. He does have a fair bit of blood trailing up to that side of the map, so he may be anywhere at this point. But with both of these mid-gens being worked, it is going to be kind of problematic. And look at this, we've spotted Jams already. He's still got SB, so he should be relatively safe for the meantime. But I stand corrected. We are on the ground. This is not good for Evolution. We have all the control if we are Gibbsy, and he's just spotted someone else. I think this is really bad if he's able to get it down here. I'm not too sure what we're chasing. We might just be fighting our own demons, but no, there are scratch marks in the tile, I believe. I'm not too sure. I can't tell because they are blue. I apologize if you guys on the stream are having a hard time because I am a little bit, but either way, Gibbsy is able to go back to this hook. He will be securing the second. Jumps is on his feet. Gibbsy was correct. There was somebody lurking close by, unable to find them. So Jams on his feet, but Feed just second on the hook with no gens popping. Gibbsy, as a consolidation to our survivors, is out of power, but there is going to be a fair bit of blood on the ground yet again, because Jams is bleeding once more, and look at that. We know he is right here on this tile still. SB up though, so he managed to take all that distance to 8. Tavi at this point, we just need to see a gen pop, and none of our gens that we had on the mid-map progressed are gonna be anywhere close. I would assume someone is somewhere one, probably Anger at this point. No, we've just seen a reset. I don't know if we have any gen pressure, Tavi.
Yeah, and I was going to correct you there, Mr. Chief. We don't need one gen popping, we need multiple gens popping for this start for Survivors of Evolution, because Gibbsy has just capitalized on the power really, really nicely. Got the down with it, managed to camp the hook, and zone away our survivors from, you know, getting the pull before second. And now suddenly Fija is on the run of his life to try and last for another couple of generators, which is a bit of an issue again. Gibbsy just managed to get the tag onto Jarms, and our survivors could not convert that pressure around. And now he's playing 50s, but Gibbsy gets stuck on the little bit of wall sticking out on this RL Talon. That's huge because it means that Fugia can maybe go away and Jiggy away to nothing to his death. And not only does that mean that Fugia goes down and is out of the trial, but Gibbsy will be able to pop a power, which you see there with the eruption, catches 2 survivors off guard. That's going to be Halo on the Claudette. The Sparkle Dust Unicorn maybe not sparkling right now. Jarms drops the 4-lane, a horrible tile. Not really much that they could do there except win 50s, and now Halo is in a bit of a precarious spot. Stealthing for his life, gets caught out, and this is a nightmare for Evolution on this Oni set. I will have to say though, at least they did not pick the set. Otherwise, I think it would be much worse. But this is not what you want from an Oni set. This has just gone to shambles. Our survivors are being caught out, lacking there with the eruption, and Gibbsy very confident on the mechanics, capitalizes, and now we're looking at a 4K3 or even higher, which is insane.
Yeah, I mean, the result is probably going to be pretty ugly unless we see something absolutely insane from this 3v1. But, I mean, with 2 survivors injured, they're going to have to reset right away to not give any more blood. There's already so much power on the map as well, and I mean, look at that. That's just really poor positioning from Halo on. We're already caught out and back in chase as soon as we enter the 3v1. Once again, you just can't be having that happen, Tavi. It really does put you in a bad situation when you enter the 3v1 and immediately are in chase. But, I mean, hey, look at this gen at 9. It's going to pop, but if Jarms greeds for it, he's not going to. Oh, Anger here as well. They were doubling this mid-gen, and it's not going to pop because giving that down would be problematic. And once again, now that that gen is regressing, we don't really need to have Gibbsy do much. He will just be able to collect his power. This gen will probably not be able to pop once Gibbsy is able to collect it, and that is the power in hand. We know Anger already rotated back to it, so if he is on the ground anytime soon, I mean, that gen will not be popping. There is eruption on it, and do we just see... Oh, no, we're baiting out. I thought we might have spotted Jarms as well, but we've caught out Halo yet again. He is stuck on this Villa 7. Volts into Gibbsy. Oppa, indeed, but just surviving with his life. Tries to fake the window. Gibbsy catches him out. That's Halo once again on the ground. A pick as well. He will be using his pain res stack on the survivor and able to hook on that mid-gen yet again. Flashbacks to the very start of the game. I mean, once again, Tavi, the situation is just not getting any better for Evolution. There isn't a lot of time for them to be able to reset, and even if they did, it wouldn't mean much with the amount of blood on the ground, and with our gens always being hooked on top of, I don't see how they're going to pop 1. Maybe 1 is a bit harsh. I believe they would be able to pop 1 in this scenario still, but 2 is pushing it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They need to pop multiple if they want to get a good result, and so far they have popped approximately 0 gens. Well, actually they popped 1 gen, but 1 is still not enough in the situation that Evolution is in right now. And Gibbsy does not play impatiently, gets the down, and continues the slug on this bot side. 4 gens remain for the survivors. Gibbsy is just making this look like a slaughter. Halo goes down, Anger on the floor as well, just from a few seconds earlier. Jarms are just sticking main, just nothing else to do, and Gibbsy is just locked in right now. He's got the special set of headphones that can hear main building from 50 meters away, and Jarms is going to attempt... Oh! The moonwalk's coming in from Jarms. Not going to be enough, unfortunately, to make the pallet, but that was cool to watch. And Gibbsy, I think, wanted to go for the swing, but just ran out of power, which does conclude this trial in a 4K4. Gibbsy, I would say, in one word, impossible. However, I don't know, it's like, maybe if there's a hidden Oni player that's like Sen quality that Evolution can just pull out of their pocket and attempt a 4K4 on, I mean, there's a possibility to tie like 0.000 recurring 1. But yeah, 4K4 is a monstrous result for Gibbsy. So yeah, Diamond Dog's off to a very strong start on the killer.
Yeah, 100% Tavi. I mean, this might be a contender for one of the best killer performances of the season already. Beautiful stuff to be seeing in week 3. Once again, if that doesn't speak to the quality of OSL, I don't know what does. We've just seen this man from Team Australia, might I add, a international level killer put on a 4K4 against a team, once again, that is no easy pickings. They are a top dog contender in their group. They may be making it to finals, but with this game, I dare say their chances are getting slimmer and slimmer if it was to go to Diamond Dogs. Gibbsy has just played incredibly. I mean, the real big talking point, and I feel like we can get onto this a bit later, Tavi, as we continue our discussion, is that Oni is really, really snowbally. Obviously, it's what comes with his power, the M2, the insta-downs, being able to slug so aggressively and play for those downs in the one power is what makes him be able to get this high 4K potential. And what I don't think we saw enough from our Survivors of Evolution was playing the game slowly. They never were setting the tempo. They let Gibbsy have control of the pace of the game the entire time. And that's how games completely snowball for a killer like Oni, right? You need to be in a position where you have control of the tempo. As soon as he gets power, you need to slow the game down to a snail's pace. You cannot be letting anything are definitely good at that. We've seen them do it in the last couple of weeks. We have Gibbsy, Philly, Renger, and Super in the lobby yet again for Diamond Dogs, and we know what they can do. We know how confident they are. So I think, Tavi, the 4K4 might be just out of reach. But we've seen crazier things.
Yeah, we've seen some crazy things. It's OSL after all. It's Dead by Daylight after all. We've seen some crazy little chases, crazy little clips, crazy little matches, and yeah, Fija has to show up here, and Philly's going to force this down, which I believe that's a god palette, so it's nice for Fija to get out of the way, and I think this chase should be dropped here, but Fija, I guess, disagrees with me. He just wants to take the best out of this chase. Maybe try win a 50-50, which so far he hasn't, and try and get a tag, which is you know, the start for Oni. It's the start for Oni. It's what Gibbsy sought. It's what Gibbsy got very quickly, and I think Fija is just short of the swing there. Forces the pallet down now. Bloodlust 1 is in play, and now the 50-50 casino plays have to be taken, and Feely is playing like a beast. He is not giving away this tag for free at all. Wins the 50-50s, and there goes the Oni back towards main building and off that chase. That is an incredible start for Diamond Dogs, and yes, I pronounced that correctly.
Yeah, it has been a really good start so far. I do feel bad for FJ. He managed to chase the 1v1 demon on their team. So, probably not the guy you want to find first off, and as you can see why he was able to not get tagged for basically a minute and a half. But we do now have Rango stuck in the same situation on this filler 9. He may just get tagged. Actually, he jiggies all the way back to the tile 10. I think he's going to make that vault pretty easily, having the pallet 11 as well to play around. Now, our first tag may be imminent, but the first gen of the trial has already popped. Bloodlust 2 now. We are all but guaranteed to get this tile on, get this tag on this tile if we keep him here. But we have just given him main, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna make that window. He does indeed. Ranger's WA ping not even getting in the way of that. So this chase on main is criminal, but that greed was also a little criminal. So we will be getting that tag, but it is so late, Tavi. I mean, at this point, you gotta be feeling bad if you are Fija.
And this is the start which I think Evolution sought in the previous trial but could not get. Jumps just got caught out with the Bloodlust, did not win the 50 on the pallet, went down, sorry, not went down, took the tag, and then just spelled the rest of the trial out for the 4K4. Whereas now Fija gets the tag over a minute later, and there's nothing that he can do except watch the generators pop and watch his team drop the first set, which is, you know, pretty fair after what we saw from the first trial. Pretty fair that it's pretty fair that it goes towards Diamond Dogs, and yes, I pronounced that one correctly. It's pretty fair that we do see them take the first set, because 4K4 is just a ridiculous result. Right now though, Fija, I think, wants to go perform for the rest of the set, and unfortunately he misses the survivor and the locker. He's got to check basement as well. Unlucky, no one is in there anymore, Mr. Fija. And the survivors are just gonna stealth away, and this is pretty punishing for the Oni. Seems like they bought the same add-ons as Gibbsy. It's the Fang and the Crutch. So the Fang gives you extra duration, Crutch gives you movement speed, which are, in my opinion, the two best add-ons to run on the Oni, unless you're a Wispy tech and you don't like the speed. But Yeah, even just running this power out with the extra duration, like, it's huge. You're not gonna have extra blood from the hull to kind of charge the power back up, and our survivors have successfully stealthed out the Oni for a total of around 1 minute, which is insane, considering that he is a Billy that can move, like 5 times more horizontally. So yeah, Diamond Dog's looking really, really strong in this trial.
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly what I was talking about earlier with the evolution survivors. They just slowed the game down. They were in full control of the tempo. That greed is insanity. We do have this pallet all the way at 6-4. Gibbsy to play around now. He's not going to get the swing through. Some friendly bags from Gibbsy as well. We know that they are friends. But Fijian now with Gibbsy zoning himself towards the edge map is going to break the pallet. Gibbsy showing off a little bit more, has the I nearly called them bags yet again, the moonwalks to get him around, and he's just once again on this infamous tile 8. The third generator has popped. Will Feature finally get a tag? He will not, swinging at sweet nothings, and Feature is probably feeling a little frustrated. I wouldn't be too surprised. The game did slip out of his hands, and honestly, it didn't really feel like there was a lot he could have done differently, but Gibbsy does walk right into his arms, a little consolidation for him, but Shaq's still up and around. We don't have enough blood to get our power just yet. Gibbsy's going to be able to play around this for a little bit longer. And I mean, at this point, once you get your power, I guess you really do just need to leave, try to get some downs in the gens, because Gibbsy is right where they need to be, right? This is the problem now, is all these gens bottom have been popped. Gibbsy's actually going to go top, play towards more of his RNG, take all that distance from Shaq, and I mean, yeah, look at this once again. Fija knows that he kind of just needs to get his power. He's lost all the distance on Gibbsy, and I believe he's going to leave right now. He is indeed all the way over to 8. We see this gen has a fair bit of progress. We see scratch marks going away, but how problematic now if Fija is stealthed yet again? I mean, not going to be the case. Ranga has already been found, Tavi, but I mean, hey, one decent chase now, and the game is looking really, really ugly.
It could go ugly, but we saw Diamond Dogs do some amazing stealthing in the previous Oni power, so I would not be... Oh, the guest spots go wrong for Ranga. He goes down. He doesn't go down. No, there was a survivor in the locker, and Ranga is safe again. Supersaurus to the rescue on Ranga. And this is like kind of maybe toying around with Fija now, because now there are 2 survivors in the vicinity, but somehow none of them are downed yet, and Fija is still looking for the first down of the trial, and we are 4 generators in. This is just beautiful work from Diamond Dogs. Fija goes for the flick. It is not enough though. The curving of the Oni, I guess that's what you would call it, was not wide enough, and finally we see the first down of the trial. Supersaurus does not escape the filler, and I mean, hey, Chief, on the bright side, we got eruption on 3 generators, but it's just not enough.
No, and on the downside, our chase managed to last out the entire power, and we're in the same scenario. We don't have a lot of blood. Gibbsy was still bleeding, but we were in power, meaning he was leaving no orbs on the ground. So, although he is bleeding now, he's bleeding bottom, which isn't the worst for the survivors. We do see another quick unhook in the background. That is our first stage of the trial already back in it. I mean, obviously the game is already decided, right? You can't really feel too bad, but Fija is obviously playing for pride, right? He still wants to get a good result. You can't feel too bad about that. Also, I want to point out, I said that he was leaving where all the gens had been popped. He actually, pretty sure he has a really nice regen. Yeah, Fija has a really nice regen here. I was just completely wrong about that. My apologies. So, all things considered, if he's able to get his power and catch some people off guard and out of position, get some slugs going, he still could technically 4k1, although I do think it would be very, very difficult. I would assume Super and Gibbsy are resetting all the way edge top side to deny blood being anywhere near where Fija wants to be. And I mean, the gens do have a little bit of progress. We see Shaq here that was already got some bits on it, but eruption applied and it is regressing. We did know 8 previously was pretty high, but I would assume it's next to nothing now as well. Fija once again has power. We already see Gibbsy, lovely stuff if we are Fija, but it's on main. We still have a lot of these resources to play around up here. So I don't really know if you want to take this chase, Tavi.
Yeah, I don't think Fija wants to take the taste either, and he's just going to head back to bottom side, hopefully trying to find a survivor out, but they've already stealthed away, so good awareness from Diamond Dogs, and yes, I pronounced that one correctly. As they're just rotating away. Ranga actually is on this matchsticks. Hold up. What are you doing, Ranga? That is not the place you want to be. Luckily, he has a filler tile around here to try and play out. And I think this one is fairly safe against Oni, so Mr. Future is going to break it and just get the down just very shortly afterwards. However, hey, it's a down. And it's two more downs actually than we've seen. Uh, one more. It's one more. Oh no, he has 316. He goes for the corner, and it's not going to be enough DPI on Fija. He should have bought a better mouse, and he's gonna try and go around. Maybe the pallet is safe, but survivors have already gone around to the matchsticks again. As I was saying before, though, if he can secure this down, he's gone 2 times more pressure than the rest of the trial, and the rest of the trial has been 4 generations of pressure. So Gibbsy goes down, a little bit of an overstep perhaps on this matchsticks. Power runs out, and Fija. Oh, okay, never mind. Ranga's back off. But I mean, Ranga's gonna leave a little bit of blood for Fija to try and suck up with the Oni Demon Dash, try and get that back going again. Is it too late though for this final gen to pop? We will see. It's very close. Mr. 1v1 champion is here, but it is not indeed pop yet. So, yeah, Fija's still playing for actually not even a bad result anymore because he's got 2 freshes, so he could go for like 6 stages perhaps.
Yeah, he really could be getting 6, but look, Philly is playing so aggressively for this gen. They know that they can really just play as aggressive as they want to at this point, right? Super's here pressuring the unhook. He has an eye filler to play around, so that way he's basically practically entirely safe on top of it. And we've gone to the gen. We know Philly was there. The gen is so high progress. He will have to take chase close by. We do win that 50, and he's able to... Oh, this is Ranga now. I think we might have gone to double, but little unfortunate now. We will be seeing Ranga take a... No, we won't. Fija has given him the window. I was going to say we will be seeing a tag coming in very shortly, but Ranga has had a lifeline with that one, and winning all of these 50s yet again on these matchsticks. I mean, if he's able to deny a tag yet again, or even just a good tag to main here, which actually he's unable to deny the tag. We did know he had smashed it. If he was able to get that off there, it would have been criminal. But that is the final gen of the trial. All the blood is here. We finally located it. We knew where they reset. Fija has finally gotten his power back after that chase onto Ranga, and we're just going to play for him. That is another fresh hook. He is main though. We could potentially have a little bit of a nice chase to last. I'm sure Diamond Dogs aren't going to play to get him out the door. We don't really care at this point. The game is over. That is Mash It, by the way. Oh my word, we make the next filler all the way mid-map. That gate 3 is open. If we're able to last here, we're not. That is Rango with the 60 ping. Pallet is dropped and he's on the ground. I'm sure we're just going to take the stages out the door. We do see someone running back into the map. That is Supersaurus. That is... Oh, and someone else is already in this tile. This is where things could get a little problematic. We find Gibson here. We are unable to get the flick in time. He makes the pallet vault. And, I mean, hey, look. The fortunate situation is now that Fija would have been out of power relatively soon if we were able to just leave Ranga on the ground for a little bit longer. But obviously, Fija with the heads-up play was there to get the pick. We see everybody's here for the double save, but I mean, hey, this is not what you really want against an Oni. That is a lot of blood, and we do have some more on the map heading towards the gate, so we will get our power, and if we are just able to pop that and cut something off in time, we could potentially get this next down, but not enough time indeed. That will just beat everybody out the gates. Step up. They have been incredible. It's really something you love to see. You know, we can think all the way back to Season 3 when they were known as, well, they were a mix between 2 teams. They were Fredo and they were, oh, Tavi, what's the team that Rango was on with Smoke?
Insanity, right?
Sanity. Yes, yes, yes. It was obviously Sanity and Fredo, 2 separate teams, but those teams were not anything special in OSL Season 3, right? They didn't really make it all that far. I'm pretty sure they both didn't make it out of groups, actually. Um, which just goes to show, like, these players have been around for a little bit now. You know, they've been around for at least a year, a few of them for a fair bit longer, and they've put on an incredible season so far. They've really grown, and they've come together to be an incredible team. So, oh, sorry, one of our refs has just pointed out I've forgotten a boy. I'm so sorry to the boy that I've forgotten. I know you're hearing me right now, but I do apologize. So, as we are loading in, it will be Fiji yet again on the Lich. And once again, you gotta be worried. You gotta be really worried, Tavi. These Diamond Dog survivors are looking really damn good. So, if Fiji isn't able to get, you know, a pretty good result overall, if he isn't able to get nearing that 4K high stages anywhere in that ballpark, I think 9 and above is pretty good. I think they might be able to take this.
Yeah. Thing about Dead Dog Saloon, everybody, is that the RNG is a lot more predictable than a lot of other maps. And, yeah. Let's just put it this way. In both previous trials, the best palette that we saw was an eye filler. And, yeah, for Dead Dog Saloon, okay, apart from the black palette, okay, that one's a given. But, on Dead Dog Saloon, there's so many guaranteed palettes that spawn. There's Cabbage, there's Shack. I mean, that's obviously going to spawn. There's a main filler. There's a potential for... Oh! No! Philly, why didn't you crouch? And that's a first down. And wow, I was gonna say something about the chasers being more consistent on Diamond Dog's end, and yes, I pronounced that correctly. But I guess Philly was not ready for the weirdo killer pick, which Fija, I guess, takes advantage of. And this could be one of the this could be one of the upsides. This could be one of the reasons why the killer's picked. I think it's the main reason, as when you have a killer player who excels at a killer and can play it well, or to a certain degree that satisfies a good win condition, then you can just let them rip the killer a good survivor set as well, and just scam away a set from the opponent, which they weren't really prepared for. And with this basement hook, I think Fija is looking at a typical bot side gen hold on DDS. Ranga is stealthing here, though. I don't know if this is a good thing for our survivors, because it means that there's a bit of pressure going around the hook. But it is a bad thing in a way too, because of course you're chasing around the hook, no one can really go in. The gen pressure is a bit wasted, and Ranga kind of just has to sit the gen now without the pallet, so he's less safe. And the unhook comes through just in time. So good transfer of pressure. There's an attempted body block coming through from Fija. I don't believe it is allowed to body block for more than 10 seconds. So the M1 comes through, and we'll have to see how Philly's next chase plays out. I hope that Philly can step up his game after the first down, which I don't think should have happened. I feel like that chase really should have lasted for a while, and the little bit of mage hand also killed it down. And look at this, Chief. We have the tunnel out at 4 gens with a pain res still active, so Ranga's gen is going to get hit in that 4 gen in the gallows section.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking really, really problematic for Diamond Dogs at this point. Philly's first chase is definitely not what you wanted to see, and having that hook end up basement with the 4-gen bottom like we have like we have in front of us and we are looking at right now, I mean, yeah, it is really problematic for our survivors. Fija's going to be able to hold these really, really well now. We do know that that gen all the way at 6 is about to pop though, which is going to break this really tight gallows 3 gen, but we do still have 3 good gens at the bottom, and no, we're not going to pop it. We're just a bit scared of getting 2-tapped, but because of that, what are words, Tavi? I'm having an aneurysm tonight. Oh my word, I don't know what I've been saying, but we do get the pull in the background. Philly is able to dodge the skulls as we enter main. We will make the topside window with no skulls to play around. That will be that Gen at 6 popping as well. This is where things start to look a little bit better. We have our chase at main. It is the strongest resource on the map by a mile. That window is now bam, so we've had to play out to the front side. Can't continue the loop. I'm not too sure if Philly can make it around. He does get hit through the palace. That's so unfortunate, and this will mean this chase isn't going to last anywhere near as long as we were hoping. But look at this. We've got Ranga playing Protect the Present. He will take that tag, but it's not perfect. Philly will just only be able to make it back to the main window. If that, he might even get body blocked on this, but it's very heads up play there from Philly. He will go on the inside. He's able to avoid the skulls as we win the 50, sending it back to outside the front of main. We get on this pallet. Once again, we throw the skulls if we are Fija, but we are not falling for it on the side of Philly. And look at all the distance we have taken. We also have super swords here as we make Shack to help us last. Philly's chase is exactly what we've needed for our survivors. I was getting really worried if he was going to go down quickly once again, but with no mage hand, we do get the Shack pallet for free. We have to break it for Fija, and this will be yet another trip to the main building. I'm not too sure what our gen progress is looking like. We did just see 2 generators pop. I'm sure something is whirring in the background. Superhero yet again to play Protect the Present. We're not going to drop the pallet. We are going to take the hit as well. That's the 4th gen done at 6. I'm pretty sure our split's looking pretty good now. We're still committing Philly. This is where things could get really ugly. If he keeps laughing, we're not playing for the right player anymore, Hatavi. This is where we need to switch. I think if we're not going to be able to get this tunnel out dead in the next 20 seconds, we really need to start considering playing for our freshers. But luckily for Fija, we are resetting, meaning the gens are not pumping as quickly as they could be. I'm pretty sure he's going to make this. Oh, Philly actually might have just predicted that able to Jiggy if he was able to avoid that swing, but that will be Philly finally out of the trial, the 3v1 coming in at 1 generator. JT, I believe, having the clean break proc, meaning he will be self-healed. I'm sure Super, that was indeed clean break as we did just see. I'm sure Super is getting reset by Ranger. They were resetting together, and I'm sure the gens are pretty split. We do have that gen all the way at Gallows. We have the one deep 8. I'm not too sure where our 3rd gen is, but JT has been caught out on 2 of them. He does have a nice pallet to play around here. We will be taking a tag as we're unable to connect this rock into it. I'm not too sure. He probably thought what I was thinking. I thought that was a long connected rock that would have been able to buy us all of that distance. And with the elevation here, the Skulls may be able to get a down, but to no avail. Instead, JT's going to vault the window feature, predicting the vault, but life has brought us back into the chase, which is beautiful for JT. We've made it all the way 5, but with Mage Hand still available, we might not be able to make it back to the pallet. Heads up play though, JT's gone to the window, and look at this, he's winning it. He's winning the window, but the Jiggy does come at the wrong time. We force the locker, that is JT finally on the floor. We're actually in a locker and picked up, forcing there. Honestly, not for much, because you know, it wasn't like we were near popping a gen that is going to be a pain res for whatever gen we did end up rotating in the background. I'm not too sure which one they would have picked. I wouldn't be too surprised if we're just going to split 1 and 8, and there you go. It is that gen all the way at 12. Super has been found with the Eye of Magnus, and Renger's already there to get the unhook. Although we do see Feature just all the way at Shaq with the alert proc there. He's breaking something, and I think now we're in a bit of a sticky situation, right? We don't know what progress that gen is at just yet. We haven't opted to worry about the tunnel out. We're just going to go look at this gen Harvey, get the eruption set, and try to find Supersaurus.
And Supersaurus is found, but it's around the main building, everyone. Who's surprised? So I don't think Fija wants to commit this chase that much. I would say maybe if this mind game can pay off, then something could happen, but no, our survivors are too patient, and Fija just gives up with that chance. And I think how the trials played out, the fact that Philly managed to die as 4 gens of pop, that is like incredible to me, because Philly like got tapped really quickly, and Ranger moment, maybe Ranger moment. Okay, unlucky little tree there, but Fija getting tapped then is like such a huge issue, because like Vecna, you should just be able to play around the main building like really nicely, and Philly just did not manage to do that. I mean, the last chase was incredible, sure, but the fact that they pulled it back from the bad first chase means that like they could have been looking at ads now. Like Fija probably would not have been in this spot where he could have got he could not have wait hold on he could have been in a spot where he did have to switch the tunnel out to someone else to go for freshers, but now the kill is is here. Now it's not really certain that this final gen is done, and this topside generator is, yeah, it was on like 50 before, now it's gone to 25 as the pain reses and eruptions are starting to do work. It will just be a matter of time before you know they just go back down to 0. So survivors have to play aggressive and, you know, start getting percentages in. We see Ranger not opting to reset at all. Supersaurus tries to play the pallet, not going to be able to make it back around though, and really Fija is still paying for his $5 net, I think, pretty happily. But yeah, that injury now coming through, 2 injured survivors on the board. This could snowball pretty badly, and JT is the one with a clean break too, and is not being touched after the hook. So it really could get ugly very quickly if Fija can get these downs quickly. But as you know, Ranger's a strong survivor. He survives those birds and goes down immediately afterwards. But I don't think there's much they could do there. So yeah, he's just gonna have to take the hook next to the active generator and just play the attrition game. You know, oh wait, hold on, they doubled the generator. Never mind.
Yeah, that is 12 done. Wow.
Yeah. I did want to point out one other thing though. How the hell did he know that was called like the Eye of Magnus? Like,
Me?
No, I just call it the orb, bro.
I got no. Do you know why? I'll explain this very quickly. I do want to point out, obviously, that gem being doubled. I wasn't too surprised to see after you find rank at 8. It's kind of the only play you need to try and get that gem popped. We do find JT here. Super is the injured and the fresh hook survivor, so a bit of the unfortunate chase. But we do know he is rotating to unhook Renger, I believe. So we're still going to be playing for as many stages out the door. All in all, I think this is a good result if you are inside. Especially with that quick down onto JT, those skulls were beautiful from Fiji, and we're just going to try and catch out our other survivors. Rang is already on the gate. I'm sure Super is stealthing, potentially maybe even playing to pick up JT. We will have to see, but yeah, no, I only learned it was called the Eye of Magnus because I was casting a Vecna set, I believe it was in week 1, with the big Hunter, and you know him. He loves sound and all proper. We love Hunter, right? He's really big on using his words. If we've got any means to pick up the pallet on our end, we're not going to be able to get it. We do have the brown glove, which means FJ will be able to swing before the pallet is able to be dropped in our face. So, unlucky for Ranger, not able to hit the funny little tech there. But yeah, no, I casting with Hunter. Lovely guy, we all love him, but loves to sound efficient. We might snipe JT on the gate as well, my word, but we do get it open just in time. That will be JT out the door. Super is playing for the pickup once again. I'm not too sure what their play is going to be now. I honestly would be considering potentially leaving Ranger behind if we could have somehow, but I mean, hey, as long as Super's able to get out the door, it's a really good result. 7-3 is beautiful. Anyways, my ADHD brain will never be able to finish the story if things keep happening on my screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly say Hunter wanted to sound proper and said it was called the Eye of Magnus, and I learned because Hunter said it. Lovely stuff. Thank you, Hunter.
Like, the only powers I know, bro, are like, what? Actually, I don't even call them, like, what? Blighted corruption. Like, what the hell is that, bro? It's just blight rushes. Weskers are like, what? Ouroboros dashes or something? By the way, Diamond Hog's managing to get catch as well. That's huge, because that's a 6-stage result from a death at 1 with a down in 75 seconds. That's beautiful stuff.
But regardless, we're not on a Bubba set. Bubba was seen previously in the Bleed Out Cat Gym game. We are still on the Lich. We will be seeing, I believe it is Ranger loading into the Killer against our Evolution survivors. The standard lineup yet again. No shocks to be found on either side for either team. Tavi, do we think Ranger has it in the bag?
Oh, Ranger Killer. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, the bro's gonna get it down because of 150 ping to local servers. So think of this first chase. If Vanger can see somebody, he can get a hit from around 10 meters away. Jokes aside, though, Vanger's been scrimming, you know, a lot of M1. I think it's been, from what I know, it's been favoring the Wesker. Maybe he's off the Wesker now, but when I was somewhat active, I was playing Wesker quite a lot, and I have no doubt in his Lich or Vecna. Actually, I shouldn't call him Vecna. In his Lich abilities. So yeah, we see the Eye of Magnus go across the screen, and nobody is in that way. So at least it's not going to be an immediate chase starting off here, as there are some faint scratch marks though. So Ranger has to decide. He sends out the Eye of Magnus again, and yeah, just renovates main for a bit and just decides what to do here. Let's spot out 2 survivors actually on this bot side generator, and we'll start using the fly spell, whatever it's called. And yeah, just try outplay the pallet here, which I think this tag is pretty necessary for Ranger to get. There was a nice little crouch there from Mr. Fija on the Lich just before, and it's going to result in an M1, but the pallet's still up, which I think is well, the pallet is still there, which I think is a big deal. Managed to avoid some stuff, but Ranger gets... No, he doesn't get the hit through that! He gets like a partial body block, but Fija somehow vaults through and continues the chase, and now all that is left are the Flight of the Damned, or whatever it's called, and the mage hand's not up yet, so Fija gets a safe pallet drop, should be able to connect it potentially to the pallet, but no! Actually, the Bloodlust would have been enough, I think, to get the hit anyway, so that's the first down coming through from Vanger. Around the same tempo as the previous game, I would say. But now Jump is also caught out in the middle of the map. Can't drop this jungle gym, and will have to take the sloppy tag. And yeah, Vanger's looking pretty solid right now. Maybe they set up a head-on play, Chief. Hold on, maybe Halo's doing something funny. Yeah, look at that.
We have crawled
Mhm.
pallet, but look,
Oh,
we've been caught out.
oh,
Oh, this is where a game gets bad. We have Sloppy for the snowball on the tags. Ranger swings off, doesn't get it on the first attempt, but that is a lovely little tag on the second. I'm gonna be very, very shocked if Anger is here. Look, he is. No, we can't be allowed. We've been found out as well. We just know we might get the tag with the skulls. We're unable to. But I mean, look, this is the problem, right? When you are playing this altruistic, we've given away 2 tags for free and we nearly give a third. He's worried. Look, we have Anger coming back yet again. I'm sure we're finally going to take this pick. We can't be buying all this time for free. I'm sure if we get the tag here, oh, we're not going to. We've just jiggied away. Anger is able to rent that tag. But I mean, this is so problematic, right? He uses the orb to try and find our other survivors out. We did see Halo get reset in the background. We know what Jumps and Halo are doing. So I wouldn't be too worried about them having too much gen progress from this. I'm not too sure if Anger is going to be able to get this. He does get tagged instead. The 60 MS probably helping Ranger out a little bit. That will be our first hook of the trial. After a bit of scoundreling around from our survivors, finally, Fiji felt like he was on the ground for a couple of minutes there, honestly, but I mean, you know, the altruistic play was definitely a good decision, right? We bought enough time with John's tag to be able to set up for it, but with every survivor playing for it at one stage or another, and the reset having to come in the background, I don't know if we have any gen prog at all. Look at this. He just already been unhooked. We also saw another rotation all the way into the gens at 7. Tavi, I would be so worried. Like, I'm not too sure what Evolution are doing right now.
yeah. They are running around. I think they are having a good time and in this trial, but Ranga's here to stop that. You know, he actually mind games the main building, so Halo might not reach this pallet safely because of this little spell being called the mage hand or whatever. And he he gets hit by the sloppy and has to decide where to run. I don't know if this is safe though. Oh, the fly is going to. Oh, Ranga fake going through the window. Halo thought and doubled back and is not gonna make a full no, and he goes down. So that's 2 stages on the board for Ranga, and
Oh
they're
my god,
5
it
minutes
is.
left.
And that was a
Yeah.
painless. Sorry, Ed, sorry to cut you off, Tavi, but they were doubling that top mid gen. It's just been painless. They've had to leave it. They knew they were not going to pop it. That is so bad. We still have 2 survivors injured on the board. If this is one of the injured survivors that we found, a consolidation, they are at main. It is not, I believe this is Jams. Yeah, it is indeed. He's all the way at this pallet 10. I mean, once you get zoned away from this pallet, you basically end up on that 1-9. We saw JD go crazy on it earlier, but I don't know if Jams is going to be able to replicate that. We're not even opting to chase him. We don't need to worry all that much. We have 2 stages. There's 5 gens still on the board. We're just going to go set our eruption around the world here. We see all of these scratch marks. Our survivors are just everywhere and anywhere. But finally, a gen pops. We will, though, as a give and take, be getting this tag onto Jams. He's probably not going to be able to make it back to this pallet just in time. Oh, we actually do. No, the ping is involved. Never mind. I forgot Ranga is actually from Narnia. He is not from WA. Do not believe the propaganda. But that will be another tag onto Jams. Sloppy in effect on every survivor yet again. I actually think Halo is being reset with clean break in the background, which is lovely to see. And I'm sure he's probably resetting Anger. He was indeed. There you go. That reset has come through. But, I mean, hey, you find another survivor like Fija or Jams, get that stage, disrupt a gen because, I mean, look at this. We've disrupted a pallet. We've spotted out Fija. This is exactly who you wanted to find in this scenario. This is an ideal tunnel from this point. We are able to dodge the skulls. We are going to get zoned off of that, though. Hopefully, we do have this pallet at debate, or Fija will just be on the ground. We know that he does. We now have to get a little bit movementy on the side of Ranga to be able to get this down. We can hold the pallet up. We have not a lot to work around, but Fija smartly sends it away. Ranga not predicting the movement there, so we will be able to make Shaq off of that. Fija buying himself all the 10 seconds he needed in this chase, getting the blind as well, able to potentially have a little jiggy going, but we're just able to make it all the way to 5. Now we have the skulls and the hand back. We're going to be able to use them on this filler, which is very, very strong for our survivor. Instead, Ranga's just going to opt to break it, giving Fija access to 4 tile. We have a window to play around, and we know the pallet is close by. That is the second gen in the background. I mean, all things considered, this was looking really, really ugly, Tavi. There was a potential that if this down was fast, it was going to be another problems situation for our survivors, but Fija's lost it, you know, he's done a really good job. He does go down eventually, but we did see a gen pop for this. We have gotten the resets. I mean, all things considered, that is definitely what they needed.
Yeah, I mean, what is that chase, man, Fija? That is a huge step up for our survivors because the amount of gens I think they will get done in that time is actually very worrying for Ranga. Look at that. That's another generator done by Anga. And main done too. Chief, this is incredible pressure coming into from Evolution. I thought they were out of it. You know, they were in a situation with 4 injured survivors and 4 generators left. Jumps goes down here, unfortunately, but that was just, I think, good play from Vanga. And he's deciding to pick, understanding the win condition. He might actually decide to camp this out too, but I think Evolution's done a very, very good job of, you know, coming back in this trial from what happened before, like those little shack shenanigans, I guess, that were going on, trying to get Fija off the ground before the first hook. That cost a lot of time. Sloppy Butcher was applied. Sorry, not Evo. Halo managed to proc a clean break as well in the background from that, but there was still a lot of time wasted on both sides. So I really didn't think it was in Ranga's favor. Actually, it was kind of like neutral, like the time wasted. But you know, 4 injured survivors, 4 gens left, and then Fija pulls off that incredible chase. And now also we have a survivor surviving that flight of the damned, and now Ranga has to chase the healthy survivor here with Halo jumping off it a bit early again. But like, this is a lot of time bought for Evolution to get the gen done. Ranga misses the swing. I think there's a bit of auto aim coming on, a bit centery with the movement. Unfortunately, Halo makes it safely and will continue looping, winning the 50s. This is huge for Halo. Again, Ranga does not want to cast the spells. Maybe he's a little bit, what do you call it? Kind of being like traumatized. Traumatized, not the term. Like, kind of being, you know, he's playing a bit differently because the spells have not been working out against Fija, have not been working against Anga, and not really against Jarms either, so not really trusting the confidence in himself. Finally goes to the M1, Halo makes main, and Ranga actually decides to go for the generator, but they're sticking it, and that's done! And Fija has to take a hit for Jarms. No, Jarms is gonna go down, and Fija, I think that was the wrong play there. I really think that Fija should have at least attempted a body block there, but Vanga should secure this hook, and I don't know if our survivors can do much about it in the end game. I just don't know if they have enough time, and the gates seem to be C-pass gates, so Vanga has very good line of sight on both of them. If Evolution want to try and go for the win, obviously they have to reset, but first things first, they need a gate open.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're in a really precarious spot. We need 1 stage or a fresh. We are getting the unhook for free. Now, that is not what you want to be seeing, but it is Anger. Halo's on the ground. Hello, hold up. What's happened here? I mean, that is 6-3. Once again, that is the tie already met. We just need to get any stage from this position. If we find anybody or secure Halo, we will be taking the win for Diamond Dogs. This is really, really scary. Surely we go and check this gate all the way at 5. If we do, we will catch out Anger or Jump, somebody, anybody. We just need 1 stage. But instead, Ranga has opted to protect his hook. We do have the skulls for a potential 2-tap on that hook, but it is a little scary. The gate is really close by. We're going to be able to get the reset as well. I think this might be a tie. This killer it's hard to save against with the skulls, but once you bait them out, you are just an M1 killer, right, in a save scenario. So other than getting a potential body block on Halo at the gate with Fly, I mean, it's pretty savable when you have 3 survivors in the trial all healthy. So this really could go either way. It will come down to Ranga's usage of the skulls here in this endgame. If he's able to hit those on the hook and get a cheeky little 2-tap onto literally anybody, I want to point out. Maybe not. Ideally, you want it to be the flashlight survivor. You don't want any cheeky antics coming through. And look at this. You take the tag. We're actually just going to get the body block as well. Wait, this is actually big problems. Ranga has just put on a masterclass. That is just going to be the game off the back of that. We need Anger to trade, but you can't be doing that. We don't hit Anger. No way. Oh my God, Ranga, you have just potentially lost yourself the game with that. Look, everybody's here. We're going to run into the map. Jams is out the door. We're going to be sending it back into the map. Any down here will win us the game. We just need to get something. If we get this down on Halo with the skulls, he just avoids it going through the door. I'm not too sure where we are. Oh, we've been caught out entirely. That is him on the ground, but Fija does have a beam. I'm sure he's close by if he's able to get the save. It would be Cinema, but he's not going to be able to. That is the game to Diamond Dogs. Oh my word, what a nail biter. They have done it yet again. That is another 2-0 for Diamond Dogs. An upset in the final seconds of the game.